Well, we have a bombshell to report to you, ladies and gentlemen. The secret ingredient in COVID vaccines has been found. A peer-reviewed study published Friday documented 55 undeclared chemical elements which have been detected in the exotic COVID gene therapy technology from brands Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, CanSino, Sinopharm, and Sputnik V. Given the exotic nature of these findings, the researchers deduced that the novel COVID gene therapy technology injections are in fact part of a secret worldwide nanotechnological experimentation program.
And what they found was rare earth minerals in these technologies. They found 11 out of the 15 lanthanides. That's what a rare earth mineral, that's the scientific term for it, is a lanthanide. And the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, Maria. Why is that? Because these rare earth magnets, lanthanides, are what's used in our smart technology for two-way communication. It's used in the electronic vehicles. It's used in our smartphones. It's used in our televisions. It's used in the Internet of Things. They are the cornerstone elements for the Internet of Things. It's used in Elon Musk's Teslas and in his Neuralink.
Good day, hello. So my friend Nam in Israel, whose story is that he was abducted by Mossad when he was a baby. So there was a story he told us a couple years ago what happened to him, and I think it was 80 babies. So they were taken and they were experimented on, and so he's become a targeted individual. So this is what he sent to me. He's really up to snuff on his paperwork. So here's an organic cell phone secretly implanted into my ear. YouTube link, mobile phone of the future, as reported by CNET in 2016. Not visible under MRI, X-ray, CT scan, but only under an ear microscope. I spent Canadian $30,000 going to an ENT in 5 different countries since facelift surgery end of 2015 to find out why I was tortured sleeping during the sleep, and why I could hear people talking, interrogating me during the night, giving me orders as to what to do. In addition, I was hit with some type of particles which would create popping sounds around my body, as recorded here with the usual voice recorder. 19 months after surgery, one ENT doctor in Belgrade who had ear microscope was able to find nanostructures in my ears. He could see something like black hair structured and some crystals in my left ear, but he did not know what they were. I showed the pictures he recorded under otoscope to 2 other ENT physicians, and they confirmed that those structures should not have been there in the ear, and confirmed the location of the structures marked in red. Most of the advanced technologies are now in nanofield, and they are not captured either with X-ray or under MRI or CT scan. Nano is 1/1000th of a meter. But if the body is nano-wired, as in my case, within neurograins, Neuralink, Elon Musk, organic cell phone in my left ear, Google tattoo under my neck, Motorola, strangulation technology, synthesizer in my throat, and nanorobots in my bloodstream, this can allow people to have access to the whole body by the use of the internet. It's called brain internet, also called cerebral internet. My brain has not been connected to the cloud with all of these technologies. Whoever wants to experiment on my brain and body has to enter a password and can access it on the cloud. I did not have any idea until recently that these technologies exist, as this type of information cannot be found in daily press. Technologies are activated by the use of direct microwave pulsed activity or by sending jolt pulse through the internet surveillance cameras and TV. This would overheat my body and activate the nanotechnologies. Here is the link to the U.S. Army declassified document about bioeffects of microwave pulsed activity on the human body. I've been constantly cleaning and recording nanotechnologies in my ears. This is the case of self-replicating and self-assembling nanotechnologies encapsulated in polymer mass, which is organic and which absorbs well, microwaves. As some of the technology is self-replicating and encapsulated in organic polymer mass, it is impossible to clean it from the body. I would like to inform visitors to this website about the dangers of nanotechnologies, abuse of human beings for experimental purposes, and danger of doing the medical office for any type of medical procedure. Nanotechnologies can be easily administered by the single shot, injected, and could be completely destroyed in someone's life. I sued people involved in this crime: Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, Regina Dugan, Nancy Pelosi, and others, but Judge Deval from the federal court did not even mention that I had any type of evidence in his decision, that my case was frivolous and lacked merits. Here is my only order to showcase, which I think has very common sense arguments which did not influence his decision, as the case is online. Additionally to being tortured, I've been publicly presented as a mentally sick person. So I'm just going to scroll down, and I'm not going to read this because I'm going to insert the link inside of the text box in the bottom information box. So this is the nanostructure that was found by, I guess, an ENT. So structures in the left ear is recorded in an ENT office under ear microscope. I showed them to another ENT doctors and they confirmed that they could not be seen in the ears. Isn't that unbelievable? This picture shows that the same nano radio, but also one white long structure nano wire, which was connecting crystals. One nano diamond, yellow crystal, and nano radio. This big crystal, I think, had even a name, as it was yellow color, and here appears it was called Yellow Dream. Wow, look at that. White structures to be in the ear. This is the recording under microscope in the left ear. It kind of looks like, I don't know, wax. Hairy. Scary. I mean, if you're not recording this with a radio frequency device, I mean, you cannot get evidence, right? All of these technologies are registered radio frequencies, which are found on a database under the Federal Communications Commission. So that's what this person was lacking, I believe, was an expert SCADA reading. So 2 types of nanotubes. Look at that. That almost looks like, wow. That's not normal. I know I have another fellow that had an otoscope and recorded there was some kind of a metal device inside of his ear. So here's the left ear crystals, which are hard as bone and very difficult to take out. Yuck. Look at that. CPU biosensor covered with polymer mass. I mean, that just looks like gray hair to me. No offense, but I mean, where's the radio frequencies? I mean, you can only confirm this stuff with radio frequency reading devices. Now, this is where the Neuralink technology for the electrode is pretty wild that this is coming together. So that's in the left ear. Yuck. I mean, if I'd see that, I'd be like, what is that? It's got to be a growth or something. But that definitely looks like metallic. Anyways, okay, this is a small collection of implants I've found in my ears under microscope. I had been cleaning my ears since August 2018 with 35% H2O2 and have used painkillers to be able to do it. On the left side, a wire coming through the slit the surgeon made in my right ear. On the same picture are Elon Musk electrodes, Neuralink. These are Matrix Avatar DARPA technologies. I am teleported when I fall asleep, just like in the movies when the movie characters are teleported into different reality. We're staying practically... Oh, can't see it. There we go. Practically... Let's see if we can go down here. Dead, either in chair or a bed. So... I don't know what to think. You can have the best pictures you can have, I believe, for evidence in this type of crime, right, which is the newest form of human trafficking with the technologies, is you have to have the radio frequency recordings with the SCADA system. You need to have definitive foreign object confirmation visually from a specialist, whether it's an ENT or whoever, right? So, yeah, I think that's where this person kind of went wrong. It's like they are trying to create a class action lawsuit based upon patents. Well, who are you going to sue? That's not a reality. You can't walk into a courtroom and say, I found these patents on the internet and I'm going to sue somebody. I mean, it doesn't work that way. But apparently some people are getting scammed on the internet thinking, they can pay X amount of dollars for participation in a class action lawsuit, which is pretty screwy. So don't be a derp and don't get duped. Don't dole out your cash unless you know it's an actual science.
The cybermites have been scanning your brain, Doctor. It's quite remarkable.
Also completely useless to you. Cybermen use human parts. I'm not human. You can't convert non-humans.
Well, that was true a long time ago, but we've upgraded ourselves. Current cyber units use almost any living components.
Incorporated, yes. Unfamiliar pulmonary setup, nervous system hyperconductive, remarkable brain processing speed. Amazing. Get out of my head! Stop rummaging in my mind! Just you try and stop. Fantastic! I could regenerate now. Big blast of regeneration energy, burn out any little cyber widgets in my brain. Along with everything you're connected to. Don't want to. Use this me up. Well, who knows what we'll get next. But I can. Stalemate, then. One of us needs to control this head. We're too well balanced. What did you say? No. I heard you. Rhetorical device to keep me thinking about it a bit more. Stalemate. We each control 49.881% of this brain. 0.238 of the brain is still in the balance. Whoever gets this gets the whole thing. Do you play chess? The rules of chess are in my memory banks. You're proposing we play chess to end the stalemate? Winner takes all. Nobody can access that portion of the brain without winning the game.
What are you doing?
Doctor! I'm pulling in extra processing power. 3 million cyber brains working on one tiny chess problem. How long do you think it's going to take us to solve it? That's cheating. No. Just pulling in the local resources. There's no way you can get to mate in 3 moves. 3 moves! You want to know what they are? You're lying. No. Move 1. Turn on sonic screwdriver. Move 2. Activate pulsar. Move 3. Amplify pulsar. See ya. Cheating! Just taking advantage of the local resources. Hello. Could somebody untie me, please?
Do you think I'm pretty?
No. You're too short and bossy and your nose is all funny.
Good enough. What happened to the cyber planner?
Out of my head and redistributed across 3 million Cybermen right now and about to wake them all up, kill us and start constructing a spaceship.
We need to destroy this planet before they can get off it.
There's another case by the name of Myron May, who was an attorney out of Florida. The same thing happened. He contacted me and was expressing complaints of these exact same symptoms, and he was in fight mode. Unfortunately, I had no indication that these two gentlemen would do this. And he went and he killed 3 people at the university in the research facility, believing they were the ones who did this.
Do you think they were sleepers,
Correct.
Jesse?
Yeah. And Myron and Aaron Alexis, for example, wrote, "This is my EMP weapon" at the butt of ELF weapon at the butt of his rifle. When they basically killed him, they shot him, and that was his mark that he left. So, where are we at today? I can show you cases of where we were and how we transitioned to where we were today, because where we are today is a conundrum. And I'll show you the earlier cases. This is the case of a gentleman by the name of Bob Boyce. Bob Boyce was an inventor of a high efficiency engine here in the United States. And when I spoke to him, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And he was in a Faraday cage, which is a smaller version of our anechoic chamber. And using the same type of detectors that we use, the wand accidentally went by his shoulder and it pinged. And he thought that was odd. He went and got an x-ray, and lo and behold, what they found was an RFID chip in the center of a cancerous tumor. He had surgery, had it removed, and it was taken to pathology. And I asked him what happened to the chip, and he said, well, it disappeared.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
said, well, I'm not surprised, but
Yeah.
he was happy nonetheless that it was removed, and his cancer went into remission, but very shortly after came back very aggressively. So he immediately went back into the Faraday cage, retested his person, and did detect another frequency, and was able to locate a second RFID chip. And these are all the reports and photomyographic studies of that procedure that was done to him. Now, Bob says that he loved Mountain Dew, and his business partner, while at work in his office, brought him a Mountain Dew, and Bob woke up 3 days later. It turns out when they trace the digital serial number on this RFID chip, it went back to an NSA database. And Bob's business partner was a former NSA employee. So he believes that that's where it was. They tried to sue, and it was stalled on a matter of national security by the NSA.
Wow.
So I'm going to show you the next case, just so people understand how small this technology is getting. Now, Bob was lucky. This was larger technology. They've been doing this since the 40s, and we know they've been doing this through the Freedom of Information Act. The military has been implanting soldiers for quite some time.
So they use like a little fiber optic rod now, so it won't even show up under MRI. It'll look like a natural object.
Yeah, they're very difficult to see. Now, here is an MRI, a typical MRI of a traditional FRD chip, just like Bob Boyce has. This is in the TMJ area. The case that I want to show you, I'm going to pull up next, is
So it's in the
Dave
TMJ
Larson.
because they want to like analyze what they're saying. It's reporting back.
Hey, welcome to the rabbit hole.
Secret lab under a comic book shop. What more could a girl want, right? That's right. There.
I've heard rumors of high-level neos with implanted tech, but this is next level.
I think there's something in my jaw. What is that?
Just check this out.
Oh, shit. Bioluminescence.
Green fluorescent proteins. They must be using them as markers to track gene expression.
So the bot's introducing foreign DNA.
And it seems like, because the host died, it's all congregating in the tumor.
I bet that's why Leaky had one. It's some kind of gene therapy delivery system. Could be changing Sarah's DNA.
So it's in the
Dave
TMJ
Larson.
because they want to like analyze what they're saying. It's reporting back.
Yeah, we'll talk about what this technology allows to happen. So this is back in late 90s, early 2000. This is the Dave Larson case. Now, he had over 10 of these surgically removed from his person. He sued, but he lost. And the reason he lost is because the judge says he signed to be on an experiment. And had he been given full disclosure, which is also part of our fight, that if any human being is to participate in any type of experiment, that they must be given full disclosure, given all the risk and potential so they can make a cognitive, reasonable decision on whether or not if they want to participate. Now, notice the size here on this implant. 2 letters on a penny. Here, this one's a different variant of it. That's about 5 letters on a penny. But the point is these things are getting smaller and smaller. And now what we're dealing with is nano size, which is 1/1,000,000th of a centimeter, which is going to be impossible to detect on any type of medical or radiographic imagery. What I'm going to share with you is a couple of reports here. Here's the New World Vistas reports. I shortened this because I want to get to the main points of discussion. This was released in 1994. I believe it was October 24th of 1994. This was a request to obtain the declassified document. And this was titled, this is by the Defense Technical Information Center. This was titled New World Vistas, Air and Space Power for the 21st Century. And on this is a 225-page report, but on page 89, it addresses biological processes. And I'm going to read some excerpts out of here for your audience. And it says, it appears likely that there are a number of physical agents that might actively but largely benignly interact or interfere with biological processes in an adversary in a manner that will provide our armed forces the tools of these adversaries for these to control these adversaries without extensive loss of life or property. These physical agents could include acoustic fields, optical fields, electromagnetic fields, and combinations thereof. This paper will address only the prospect of physical regulation of biological processes using electromagnetic fields. Prior to the mid-21st century, there will be a virtual explosion of the knowledge in the field of neuroscience. We will have achieved a clear understanding of how the human brain works, how it really controls the various functions of the body, and how it can be manipulated both positively and negatively. One can envision the development of electromagnetic energy sources, the output of which can be pulsed, shaped, and focused, that can couple with the human body in a fashion that will allow one to prevent voluntary muscular movements, control emotions, and thus actions, produce sleep, transmit suggestions, interfere with both short-term and long-term memory loss, produce an experience set, and delete an experience set. This will open the door for the development of some novel capabilities that can be used in armed conflict, in terrorist hostage situations, and in training. New weapons that offer the opportunity of control of an adversary without resorting to a lethal solution or collateral casualties can be developed around this concept. This would offer significant improvements in the capabilities of our special operation forces. Initial experimentation should be focused on the interaction of electromagnetic energy and the neuromuscular junctions involved in voluntary muscle movement. It would appear possible to create high-fidelity speech in the human body, raising the possibility of covert suggestion and psychological direction. When a high-power microwave pulse in the gigahertz range strikes the human body, a very small temperature perturbation occurs. This is associated with a sudden expansion of the slightly heated tissues. This expansion is fast enough to produce an acoustic wave. If a pulse stream is used, it should be possible to create an internal acoustic field in the 5 to 15 kilohertz range, which is audible. Thus, it may be possible to talk to selected adversaries in the fashion that would be most disturbing to them. In comparison to the discussion in the paragraphs above, the concept of imprinting experience set is highly speculative, but nonetheless highly exciting. Modern electromagnetic scattering theory raises the prospect that ultra-short pulse scattering through the human brain can result in reflected signals that can be used to construct a reliable estimate of degree of central nervous system arousal. The Concept behind the remote EEG is to scatter off action potentials or ensembles of action potentials in major central nervous system tracts. Assuming we will understand how our skills are imprinted and recalled, it might be possible to take this concept one step further and duplicate the experience set in another individual. So, what are they saying here? They're talking about taking memories and creating false memories in another individual. Now, this document here was released in 1974, and this is titled Individual Rights and the Federal Role in Behavior Modification. This is a study prepared by the staff of the Subcommittee on Constitutional Rights of the Committee on the Judiciary, United States Senate, 93rd Congress, second session. And what I wanted to demonstrate to everyone is that even in 1972, they were doing this type of experimentation. And although the New World Vistas infers the possibility, this confirms that they were doing this in 1972. And I'll read this real quick. It says, within our electrophysiological laboratory, we presently have the capabilities of programming a wide variety of audiovisual stimuli with concurrent recordings of heart rate, both directly and in beats per minute, galvanic skin responses, electromyographic responses, alpha and beta brain waves. We presently are in the process of developing portable biofeedback devices, which can be used for self-monitoring. The planned use of number of satellite facilities outside UCLA, notably Atascadero, Camarillo, and Vacaville state hospitals, raised additional questions of control and made it more difficult to monitor carefully the activities of the CSRB. Moreover, Vacaville and Atascadero were state facilities that had attracted substantial notoriety for allegedly unethical procedures over the past several years. Moreover, among the principal figures involved in the formulation of plans for the center were a number of controversial researchers in the field of behavior control technology, notably several psychosurgeons and proponents of electrophysiological methods of behavior control. One was a researcher who had conducted substantial research in methods of electronic control of human behavior, including the use of radio transmitter receivers to determine the location, activities, and even thoughts of the individuals using the device. So they're just trying to make the perception that we're planting the seed in that New World Vistas. They were already doing this. They were experimenting non-consensually on prisoners, using them as lab rats, and instituting this phenomenon.
Welcome to Cognify, a facility designed to treat criminals like patients. Instead of spending years in an actual prison cell, prisoners could finish their sentence here in just a few minutes. Cognify could someday create and implant artificial memories directly into the prisoner's brain. These complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI-generated content. Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The artificial memories implanted by Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject experiences the memories as if they were real. The Cognify concept offers a new approach to criminal rehabilitation, transforming how society deals with offenders by focusing on rehabilitation rather than punishment. First, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending tens of years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation. If the prisoner chooses to undergo fast-track rehabilitation, the Cognify device is used. Next, the prisoner undergoes high-resolution brain scanning to create a detailed map of their neural pathways. This brain map helps guide the Cognify device to target specific brain regions responsible for memory, reasoning, and logical thinking, such as the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, parietal lobe, and anterior cingulate cortex. Once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity and the type of artificial memories is then adjusted depending on the crime. Inside the criminal's mind, time would pass differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years' worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed and the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual. Violent offenders could experience memories that are designed to trigger empathy and remorse, seeing their crime from the perspective of their victim, feeling their pain and suffering firsthand. Some memories are designed to trigger consequences and trauma. Such memories could simulate the long-term consequences of violent actions, such as the grief of the victim's family or the physical and emotional trauma endured by the victim. Artificial memories could cover a wide range of crimes, including domestic violence, hate crimes and discrimination, embezzlement, insider trading, theft and fraud. Cognify Emotion Regulation System could modulate neurotransmitters and hormones to induce specific emotional states, such as remorse or regret, which is crucial for rehabilitation. Real-time monitoring and feedback mechanisms could track the prisoner's neural responses throughout the process, allowing the system to adapt and optimize the rehabilitation in real time with new visuals, sensation, and realistic AI-generated content. To ensure the long-term effect of the therapy session, the memories could become permanent, fully integrated into the subject's mind, as if they were part of their own personal experiences. While subjects are undergoing therapy session, valuable data are collected from all the prisoners into a central computer for scientific research, which will help understand the criminal mind and determine the best approach to tackle crimes in society. AI-driven analytics could enhance the device's functionality, optimizing future procedures based on gathered data and insights. Cognify could feature encrypted storage for sensitive prisoner information and rehabilitation data. A compact and portable design would allow Cognify to be used anywhere in the world. It would be constructed with durable materials to withstand frequent use. Its energy-efficient design would ensure long operational life, reducing the need for frequent recharges. It would have the ability to integrate seamlessly with other prison systems, like security cameras and biometric identification. Once the therapy session is concluded, family members of the subject could be provided with a comprehensive report on the new artificial memories that have been implanted, offering them a chance to adjust to the subject's new, positive personality traits. The subject is then released back into society to start a new life away from crimes. The Cognify concept could revolutionize the criminal justice system by significantly reducing the need for long-term incarceration and its associated costs. Traditional prisons require substantial budgets for construction, maintenance, staffing, and prisoner care, including food, healthcare, and rehabilitation programs. By replacing extended prison sentences with brief, intensive rehabilitation through artificial memory implantation, the costs of maintaining prison facilities and supporting inmates could be drastically lowered. The funds saved from reduced incarceration and recidivism rates could be reallocated to other critical areas. These might include education, healthcare, infrastructure development, social welfare programs, or research and development initiatives that benefit society as a whole. By rehabilitating offenders more quickly, Cognify could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. This increased productivity could boost the economy and generate tax revenue, further offsetting the initial investment in such technology. Successful rehabilitation through Cognify could lead to safer communities, reduced crime rates, and improved social well-being. This could have far-reaching positive impacts on individuals, families, and society as a whole, contributing to a more stable and prosperous future. Apart from treating criminals, Cognify could also be used to treat severe memory loss by helping patients recall their past memories. It could also treat patients with PTSD by implanting positive memories that replace the negative ones.
It may just be my imagination. Whatever it is that's watching, it's not human.
Gentlemen, you are about to witness for approximately 61 cents the perfect homemade silencer.
That sure is some silencer.
Just drive over to my place, kick back, get some tequila.
They're in my hair, on my skin. They're all over the place.
This is a world getting progressively worse. Can we not agree on that? What's on the dessert menu?
Damage has taken place to the normally dominant left hemisphere, and the right hemisphere is attempting to compensate.
Two hemispheres of my brain are competing?
Yes.
I could be murdered.
How did I get here?
I tip my hat to any entity that could bring so much integrity to evil.
What if they come in through the back door or the bathroom window like that infamous Beatles song?
Just sacrifice someone without them ever knowing it.
What does a scanner see? Into the head? Into the heart? Does it see into me? Clearly? Or darkly?
This is awe-inspiring stuff.